Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to be looking at lesson 3-6, which is on solving equations. This time we are going to be putting variables on both sides and how to deal with those. So we're going to actually have two friend zones, but we're going to figure out how to get down to just one friend zone. So I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see my notebook. There we go. Get this flipped over here. So like I said, this is lesson 3-6, solving equations with variables on both sides. Let me grab some pens really fast. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we are going to we're going to have equations that look like this. Oops. So they're going to be like 2x minus 1 equals 4x plus 8. So as you can see the friend zone here, and you can see a friend zone here, but the problem is we can only have one friend zone. So to accomplish this, we are going to kind of put in some notes. And we're going to skip a few of these because we aren't quite to all the way there yet. So we are currently going to be on step 3. I'm actually going to go up to step 2. So the parentheses we're not going to do yet. We're going to do this one first. So this is asking, does it have decimals or fractions? And if it is yes, we are going to go this way. If it is no, we're going to go to the next step. So if there are decimals and fractions in your problem, the first thing you're going to do is you are going to kill the decimal or fraction. Kill the decimal or fraction. So then the next step says, are there like terms on the same side? If yes, we're going to go this way. If no, we're going to go this way. So if there are like terms on the same side, we are going to combine like terms on the same side. The big thing here is do not cross the algebra wall. So we can't cross the algebra wall in this step, and I'll show you an example of this in a minute. Then the next step is, are there variables on both sides? So if yes, we're going to do this. If no, we'll go to the next step. So variables on both sides, we are going to pick on the little guy. Pick on the little guy. Well, who is the little guy? The little guy is going to be the smallest variable. We don't care about the constants here, just the variable. So the smallest variable. And I'll show you this here in just a minute. So if there are constants on both sides, yes or no. If there are constants on both sides, then we are going to get rid of the not so best friend. So here is your friend zone. We are going to use add or subtract to do this. We're going to use add or subtract to do that one. Combine like terms, this is use, add, or subtract. So notice there's no multiplication and division past step 3, at least to this point. So do we have coefficient with the variable? If yes, we're going to go here. If no, we're going to go to the next step. And is there a coefficient with the variable? If there is, we're going to get rid of your best friend. And to do this, you have to use multiplication or division to get rid of your best friend. And then step 7, check so that you can get 100%. We're going to plug your answer back into the original problem. That's important. And see if your equation is balanced. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tape this into the other side so it'll fit. And that way we can go back to it. We're primarily going to start with this 3. So let's go back to our problem that we talked about earlier. So this is our friend zone. I'm going to rewrite this. 2x minus 1 equals 4x plus 8. So first thing, always algebra wall. And then let's go back here. So we don't have fractions or decimals, so we're not worried about that. We don't have any like terms on each side. So the 2x, no like terms here, no like terms here. So our next one is, do we have variables on both sides? Yes, we do. And it says pick on the little guy, start with the smallest variable. So I don't care about the constants right now. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the little guy when it comes to the variables. So I'm going to specifically look at the 2x and the 4x. That's what I'm looking at, just the variables. So we're going to pick on the little guy. So the little guy here is the 2x. So 2x minus 1 equals 4x plus 8. The 2x is the little guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this guy. So if I have 2x's, how do I get rid of 2x's? Well, if I have 2 cats, how do I get rid of 2 cats? I get the 0. I take away 2 cats, right? And that gives me the 0, so it makes it go away. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. So we're going to come over here, make sure you put it with the x's. X's go with x's. What's left is a negative 1 on this side, and 4 minus 2 is 2 x's. And we're just going to bring down the plus 8. So now this is very familiar because now we have a friend zone. And a friend zone is good because then we know who's going to go home. So we have our besties and we have our not so best friend. Our not so best friend is the 8. So we're going to get rid of our not so best friend. That becomes a big 0. That comes down. And then we have negative 1 and a negative 8 would be 9 total negatives. And now we have our best friend. We're going to get rid of our best friend. Remember, these are multiplied, so we're going to undo multiplication with division. So we're going to divide by 2. There's our big 1. 1x is what we're looking for. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. And negative 9 over 2 is simplified. So then the last one was to check. The last step was to check. So we're going to come in here and we're going to put 2 times negative 9 over 2 minus 1 should equal 4 times negative 9 over 2 plus 8. And to do this super easy, we're just going to use our calculator. I'm going real fast here. And I'm going to plug in this side. So 2 times, get it where you guys can see it, 2 times negative 9 over 2 minus 1 gives us negative 10. So this side equals negative 10. And let's try the other side. So 4 times negative 9 over 2 plus 8 also equals negative 10. So our equation is balanced. It worked. And so we know that this is the correct answer. Okay, so that's what it looks like. We're going to do another example. And again, this is just following all of these steps. So let's do this one. Let's do 6x plus 4 minus 3x equals 8x plus 6 minus 2. So first things first, always have the algebra wall. And so I'm going to come over here to, in case we don't remember, so do we have any decimals or fractions? No, we did not. So we don't have to worry about that one. We can go on to step 3. Do we have like terms on each side? Yes. So we're going to combine like terms on the same side. Do not cross the algebra wall. So combine like terms on each side. Do not cross the algebra wall. So we're going to combine like terms over here. So I have a 6x and a negative 3x. There's my like terms. And the positive 4, we're not worried about these because remember, we're not going to cross the algebra wall. So if I have positive 6 and negative 3, I have positive 3x's left. And then my plus 4 is just by itself. Over here, I have an 8x and a plus 6 and a minus 2. So these are going to be my like terms here. So the 8x is just going to come down because it doesn't have any like terms. And then a 6 and a negative 2 gives me a positive 4. So that's how that step works, the combined like terms on each side. So let's look at the next step. So we finished step 3. Step 4 then says, do we have variables on both sides? Yes, we do. So we're going to pick on the little guy. The little guy is the smallest variable. So we're going to look at our variables, right? We're going to look at this one and we're going to look at this one. And we're going to say, which one's smaller? Well, the 3x is smaller than 8x. So we're going to get rid of the little guy. So remember, we get rid of the little guy by adding or subtracting. So we're going to do 3x plus 4 equals 8x plus 4. And we're going to subtract 3x because we're going to get rid of it. There's our big 0. We're going to subtract 3x. We're going to pick on the little guy and get rid of him. So then from here, we have 4 equals 5x plus 4. And now we have a friend zone. So here's our friend zone. So we have our besties and our not so best friend. We're going to get rid of our not so best friend first. So he's positive 4. We're going to get rid of him with a negative 4. We're going to make that a big 0. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. And 4 minus 4 is 0. Now, don't let that 0 confuse you. We still have a best friend, right? We still have besties over here that we got to send home. So we got to send our best friend home. Remember, they're multiplied together. So to undo multiplication, we have to divide. There's our big 1. So now we have 1x. Whatever do we do to one side, we have to do to the other. And 0 divided by 5, if you aren't sure, put it in your calculator. But 0 divided by 5 is going to give us 0. So in this case, x equals 0. And then finally, we're going to plug it back in to check. So I'm going to go back to my original equation. So we have 6 times 0 plus 4 minus 3 times 0 is on one side. And the other side, we have 8 times 0 plus 6 minus 2. And so let's see what these two equal. So if I have 6 times 0 plus 4 minus 3 times 0 is going to give me 4. So this side equals 4. And let's try the other side. So 8 times 0 plus 6 minus 2 also gives us 4. So this also equals 4. So we know that our equation is balanced, and therefore we know that our answer is the correct answer. So that is all for lesson 3-6. If you have any questions or concerns, want to go through more examples, give me a holler and I will be more than happy to walk through some problems with you. So until next time, we'll see you later.